Hello, I want to follow up on that last video that I made. I charged up my tablet and I would like to talk about ethics and how important it is that kids are taught ethics and psychology in school, and none of that is being taught. Instead, they go to their churches. Christian church teaches people the opposite of ethics, and they teach people to be unempowered. And I want psychology to be taught, and I want people to learn a little bit about themselves, about their bodies, about their needs. I want people to learn how to empower themselves instead of doing all these terrible act-outs that just amount to more neurosis and further generations of neurotic people, like those mothers who are dressing up their children and making these tiaras out of them and dressing them up as princesses and sexy call girls or something, and they're only 4 years old, and they have makeup on and their hair is bleached, and it's just a complete disaster what's going on. And they're taught early on that they're only valuable if they dress up and if they look like Barbie dolls and if they model themselves after some Hollywood cliche and some cartoon books and stuff like that. And it's extremely sad to see that there is absolutely no more groundedness in any of this. And it makes me very, very sad, and it's depressing to say the least. And those people, they don't learn anything that is of value and substance at all. And then once they are adults, they'll continue in the same cycle. They do the same mistakes. They eat meat. They get congestion and heart failure and do the same thing again. And I mean, it's just so incredibly sad to watch this happening. And the education level and the grammar and the language is gradually going downhill, and it becomes like a epic madness and mass decline of intelligence and decency and peace. It's like it's all the opposite things. So it's an increase in violence and stupidity and lack of education, and people not knowing anymore the values, the true values. They don't even know what love is. Never learned it, never been shown, never understood, never seen it. They think love is sex, romance, or something. I talk to people, so I know how they think. They think if you have good grammar, you're already some kind of asshole or something. So I mean, it's come to this point, and all the shame, all this, the shame cycle, shame gaming, blame gaming, finger pointing, no accountability, lack of self-respect, lack of self-love, and in the course of that, complete lack of respect, decency, and love for other beings, and it's just a continuous cycle of abuse, and this can be reversed. Absolutely can be. It can be reversed. Okay? We just need to stop what we're doing, and we need to go within ourselves. Each person needs to do this. Okay? And then, I work very hard on myself, so I know what it means to be angry. I know how easy it is to point a finger at someone else and say, and blame that person and say, well, it's all your fault. But I'm not going to make that mistake anymore, because I know that whatever occurs to me is something that I have been part of, that I was a co-creator of, so something that I bring on to myself is something that I have somewhere down the line co-created and made mistakes, so in my conduct or in my way of thinking or my energy level or my thoughts, and all of this creates things that will come up eventually, so if I'm depressed, I might not be careful who I engage with in terms of boyfriend or something, and then out of that, if I engage with a violent guy, I will be beaten up, and then I will blame that person and not look at my own faults. I should have seen, okay, what is my fault in this? Why was I with this person? If I love myself, why could I possibly go with someone like this or hang out with someone like this? Why would I even engage with someone like this in any form? So boyfriend once kicked me, and I should have known in advance that just because I was depressed and crying, I'm not going to hang out with the next person that's in the elevator with me who uses this for his advantage and sneaks into my life by giving me comfort. I just give my life to anyone who is nice to me, basically. And then I wonder later on why things get sour, because I wasn't paying attention. I'll just attach myself to the next person who's nice to me, and then I get abused, verbally, psychologically, eventually physically if I say no. And then I wonder, why is this happening to me? But it's happening because I engaged with this very shady person, who I gave all credit to, emotional credit. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and the result is not good. So, I shouldn't snub people, which I never do. I don't have to snub someone. I can be nice to people, I can be helpful. But engaging with someone, letting someone in your life, that's a different story. If you let a criminal into your life, you are a co-creator of your own situation that you're creating. if you let a violent criminal into your home, then you also have yourself to blame for when he is going to snap and kill you or beat you up and abuse you in some way or another. So we are responsible for our lives, and we need to take full charge, and we need to stop blaming other people, and we need to look at and evaluate our situation and say, okay, this is the situation right now. What do I have to do? What is my part in this now to solve my life? Instead of relying on other people, instead of saying nobody loves me and they don't love me and blah blah blah, what is my part in this? If I want love, I have to give love too. I can't just sit there passively and say, let the love come to me, follow me. And I've known a lot of guys and women too who had that attitude. It's like, even myself in the past, it's like, why me? Nobody likes me, but what am I doing in this? I have part in this creation process in my life. I'm part of it, so I can't always blame other people. Looking back on my relationships, I can see now where I was creating my own situation. I can see now what my part in this was. So there were a lot of misunderstandings too. I wasn't always honest with people. I wanted to play this fantasy or something. I wanted to make myself think that, I am this or that, and I did not want to even go to this reality of it, that maybe he or they just don't like me, and I just wanted to continue this fantasy thing and that usually happened when I was really depressed, when something else triggered depression, and or grief can completely throw someone out of balance, and then these things happen. And I don't blame people for getting into this spiral. It's very bad. I just want to help people and remind them that they can get themselves back out of that spiral if you stop what you're doing, if you sit down, if you meditate, if you ponder over what you're doing, how you created this. Not in terms of blaming. Don't even blame yourself. It's just like the question, real questions without shame. What is my part in this? What did I do to make myself dwindle into this cycle? What did I do? Maybe there are things down the line in this process that I could have done better, that I could have thought through better, that I could have planned better. It's just a matter of planning, most of it, planning and a little bit foresight, a little bit insight into what's going on, a little bit more observation. Who is that other person that I'm engaging with? So if I see there's a person who is, for example, very selfish, why engage with that person? What do you want? Why lower your standards? That's my question. Just so that down the line you will encounter that selfishness here or there, and then you blame and finger point and say, oh, surprise, surprise, he or she is selfish. But look back, and you had plenty of opportunities to see the true person shining through, whether someone is honest about it or not honest. If we pay close attention, we'll see who we're dealing with. So that's what I'm trying to say, is like we need to introspect. We need to ask ourselves, what is my part in this? How did I create this situation? We are not victims. People, you're not victims. You are not a victim of this or that or that or that, whether you are a Martian or from planet Pluto, or whoever you are, whatever your skin color is or your body shape. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is or your ancestors are and how they suffered and how they were victimized and so on. Don't take that on. Don't inherit that victimization. Say stops with me right now, Women, for example, Yeah, women. I don't even say we, because I am not part of that anymore, okay? I am already outside of that oppression that they experienced, okay? I'm lucky me, I don't live in that era anymore. So, but women have experienced oppression and injustice, okay? Should I say now, oh, because they have suffered so much, we women and blah, 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 we're so disadvantaged, and now we have to turn it around, and we have to hate men, and we have to suppress men now, And yes, what I'm pointing out applies to all of you in any situation that you are in. Stop this victimization. Stop this me poor and they are the elitists are just gonna do this or that or that. Bullshit. Okay, there are no elitists. The government consists of you and me and anyone. Okay, government consists of or if you want to call it Illuminati, or it consists of humans who are neurotic, just like you and everyone else. It consists of regular people. Most of them are greedy. That's why they get to those positions, whether it's CEO or people in leverage positions in government. People who have conflict of interests are usually those who end up in those positions. They are the ones who are already standing in line to get to this next position so that they can maneuver things in their own personal business favor. That's what's happening. If you don't like it, become a politician and stop complaining about it. That's all I can say. I do my part. I walk my talk. I am an activist and I stand up for justice. I stand up for you and every other living being. And I ask you people to do the same thing and stop complaining and start taking your lives into your own hands. You are not victims, okay? Empower yourselves and stop comparing yourselves to other people now on Christmas. This happens all the time. People get together, families get together, and they haven't seen each other for a long time, many of them. Maybe some people only see each other once a year for Christmas. And then the comparison starts, the old jealousies get rolled up again, My brother is doing this, my sister is doing this, and oh, they got more, they have something better, or they earned more money than me. Oh, now I have to feel disadvantaged or jealous, or those are all crazy madness things. That's what I'm trying to point out in my videos to people, that they learn to empower themselves and stop comparing themselves to other people, and stop feeling victimized, stop feeling in any way ugly or poor or whatever, overpowered or whatever they are feeling, or sick or whatever. Sickness, even accidents, happen because every single person has co-created it, is part of this development. Okay? Whatever happens to you is your own doing, consciously or subconsciously. That's why it is so important to go within yourselves and understand that you are powerful and that you can manage your lives, and that you can straighten everything out that is a mess. Everything, no matter how unempowered you feel, you can straighten everything out. If you slow down, if you stop drinking for once, don't drink any more alcohol. Just don't do it. It's self-medication. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't even feel good. I've been there myself. It doesn't feel good. It's not good for you. It doesn't serve the greater good. So leave it alone. Straighten out your life. Straighten out your whole house. Clear things out. Get rid of old furniture that is moldy. Get rid of toxic items. Get rid of things that are full of mold, for example. So clean up your house, outside and inside, and things will get better. Take full responsibility for your lives, take charge of your health, and things will get better. Take care. Peace out.